everyone, it's Laura from Laura's Handcrafted Treats and Treasures. Welcome to or back to my channel. All right, we are continuing with Let's Make a Journal. So in part one, I actually showed how to get the signature together, where you can get covers, talked a little bit about that. And now we're going to actually get this signature together. So I'm going to go through and kind of look. I can put this little envelope that I have towards the top or towards the bottom, but I want to make sure it at least gets a stitch here, and you'll understand what I mean when we get to that. So my goal is to hopefully make these videos 15 minutes or less as we go through and maybe do some pockets and stuff. You know, we'll do one here and there. And then you'll have a journal at the end if you'd like to follow along. All right, so I have this template, and this one is the exact size. And you can make your own. It's just made out of cardboard, and it is the exact size of this journal. So the first thing I'm going to do before I do that is I want to line this journal up, and I want to kind of have it to top and bottom, you know, about even. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is I'm sort of pushing that in, and I'm going to put these clips on. Now, the reason you want to clip these is you don't want your pages moving around if you've never done journals. If you've done journals, you know all this, but I'm just sort of showing for anybody who might be a beginner. Sometimes I kind of think everybody knows how to do this, you know, because I don't know, I feel like everybody knows how to do it, but you know, some people are beginners. Like I was a beginner once, and I had to watch a lot of videos to sort of get my gumption up to do it. So now I'm going to open that. See, I've got this one way down here, and I don't want that. I'm gonna start that over. It shifted on me at some point. So I'm going to get those lined up in there. Okay, I have them all on there, and what you really want to make sure is that you just have these papers are just tight to one another. Now there's a couple different ways that you can do this, or that I do this. But first of all, I'm just going to take my template and I'm just going to hold it. Now you can clip that down too if you want to make sure you're getting a little bit more accurate, but I just don't feel the need to do that. I'm just going to take my pencil and I'm just going to follow this right down. And since I'm working with this kind of paper, the pencil actually pokes through a little bit, so I'm okay with that. I'm going to do the same thing over here, but you're noticing I'm not letting go. I'm going to hold tight to this. And then I'm going to poke that one down. Now, when you're using different paper, your pencil's probably not just going to poke through it, so you may have to use something like this. This is an awl, or yeah, something to that effect. I'm actually looking into a little bit of a different pokey tool, because this one is a little bit chunky when you get in there, and then when you have to push it through so many pieces of paper, it gets chunky on the inside, and I don't like that. So what I've been doing right now, just to and it's a little bit more difficult, but I have this tiny needle that I've been using to actually sew these signatures together. Now you can take a book. Some people have cradles. They're called cradles. I think you can order them somewhere, probably on Etsy or something, but the book just works just fine. And I'm just going to find that hole where that pencil sort of started it, and then I'm going to just take my needle and I'm just going to push it down, and it is coming through the other side, so I know I'm good there. This is the more difficult way of doing it, it's better to get a pokey tool. So there is a video out there that I watched that Amanda from Create with Scrimping Mommy shared. And I don't remember the gal, but she made, she used tailor's needles, and she made pokey tools. So next time I get down to a fabric store or something, I'm going to be looking for a tailor's needle so I can make my own pokey tool. Then it won't be as chunky as like this is. Anyway, all right, so they're through. All right, you don't want to take that apart yet, not until it's completely sewn. All right, let's talk about some things that you can use to sew. This is a quilter's thread. To be honest, I literally just went in and asked because I knew nothing about this when I started. And I went in and asked and said, I'm just looking for a quilter's thread. It's a thicker, heavier thread. And this is what she led me to, and it seemed to work. Since then, I have used other things. I've used dental floss, which was suggested again by a crafter. I have used the embroidery floss. Gosh, what else? I have a wax one that I picked up that I really like to use for some of my journals that I sell. But yeah, you can use different things. Just make sure it's not too thick and it's not too thin. Regular thread, you could probably use that if you doubled it, tripled it up a few times. So the rule of thumb is 1, 2, and most people go a half, but I go 3. I don't know why, I just do. And I bought this, oh my goodness, I don't know, 4 years ago. And it's still, it's still lasting me. So I'm not worried about like wasting it. It's not going to get using it all up. And, you know, the money, I don't even remember what it cost. It wasn't very much. I don't know if it even has it on here. Anyhow, all right, get going if you want to keep this within 15 minutes. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to bring that through, and it goes through nice and easy. Now on this side, and I learned this from Gail Augustinelli, she's another creator I follow. She talked about putting that thread here, and then you don't have to worry about losing it out the other side. So we're going to go through the middle. Now you can go this way through the middle and come back out where your thread would be on the outside, and you could just tie a little bow, but I'm going to do it this way because the spine's going to be covered. And then now you're going to go in, and I sort of keep my finger there because I want to make sure I'm grabbing all of the papers. If you just put it in there and you happen to get in between one of these, you're going to have to take it out and redo it. And trust me, I know from experience. And I just know also, don't get frustrated because I've had to take many of these back apart and redo them again. I'm like, good gravy. So I'm going to go back up to the top. So we started in the middle, went down to the bottom, go to the top. And if you're Willy Wonka, you can reverse that. And then we're going to come back out the top. And then I'm not even worrying about really pulling it tight. Honestly, this is the worst part for me, or the most tedious. I don't like to bind them. I like them bound. I just don't like to do it. If I could just send them out and have it done, I probably would. So I'm feeling around, and the needle is coming through. So now I'm going to make sure that this thread is on this side, and this thread is on this side. Now I'm just going to go ahead and pull it tight. I think I'm going to leave that right there for now. And you want this to be tight. So when you're pulling it, just sort of you don't want to pull it where it rips the paper, which I just did that a little bit. I just ripped the paper a little bit. But you want to pull it tight enough too where it's going to be tight, so that when you're closing it, see how it's loose? So that's because I only have one knot in it. So I'm going to pull that again. It's tight now. This one could be a little bit tighter. So I'm just gonna pull it again. And now I'm just gonna try to hold that really tight. We'll see what happens. I may have to redo it. I don't know. And I just put lotion on my hands, so that probably wasn't a good idea either. And then my fingers don't like to work. All right, so I'm kind of just pulling it. Oh goodness. See why I don't like to do it? But just keep going. Just keep going. You'll get it. You'll get it. Okay, I got them both there. I'm gonna just try to hold that and then pull. Let's see if I got it. Yeah, I'm happy with that. So it takes a little bit of work, and if you just keep working at it, it'll be fine. Okay. Sometimes I make these long too because I leave little tails, or you can always put beads and stuff. You can drape it over the top and do beads. So now we can go ahead and take this apart, and then I go through and make sure each page I've grabbed a hold of that page and the needle didn't slip up through another page. But see, I've caught all of them, and then I've caught that envelope. And then, yep, they're all in there. That's going to be a flip out. Good deal. Okay, so that is our journal. Now, another thing that I'm doing is I'm going to be putting, you can do anything here. You can do lace. You can just wrap another piece of paper around it. You could do book page. You could do anything. But I have a little punch that a little border punch, and I just make these little spines. So that's going to be put, well, not on this one because this was for another journal, but anyhow, you get the idea. I'm gonna actually have a spine on there. I just need to make a couple longer ones, and then yeah, your binding is done. And then the next time I come back with another video, we're gonna start doing a pocket. Or something. We're going to go through and do pages, and I'm going to show you how I sort of flip through and do my pages. We'll do one at a time so that this stays under 15 minutes, and we'll go from there. So thanks for tuning in, everyone. I hope you enjoy this little series I got going here. Have a great day, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye.